Aurora US 5. Site location redacted. Arctic Ocean. Log entry 1.01. The team completed its first full day of ground-based operations, focusing on the deployment of core environmental and fauna monitoring equipment. Weather conditions were favorable for deployment, with a sustained air temperature of -5 degrees Celsius and light winds from the northeast. Sea ice presented no significant challenges for auger work. Our primary objective for the day was the installation of the first suite of environmental sensors. We successfully deployed the main weather station at the designated coordinates, redacted, which is now actively transmitting data on temperature, barometric pressure, wind speed, and precipitation. Additionally, we installed 3 glacial activity monitors and a chain of 5 geothermal sensors to track stability across the immediate research area. All environmental systems are online and functioning within expected parameters, with data streaming to the central hub. The second half of the day was dedicated to the establishment of the wildlife monitoring grid. We successfully set up 2 passive infrared camera traps and 4 remote telemetry stations on known caribou migratory paths. The team also deployed the first of our aquatic acoustic sensor arrays to monitor beluga whale and ringed seal populations. These stations are designed to record vocalizations and track movement patterns non-invasively. Initial system checks confirm signal acquisition and data logging across all fauna systems. Logistics and resource management for the day were within plan, with no equipment failures or safety incidents to report. Tomorrow's agenda includes the setup of the primary living quarters and the installation of the remaining fauna telemetry stations to ensure full site coverage. Log entry 1.02. Day 2 of site operations proved to be a significant test for the team's initial resolve. The primary focus of the day was the establishment of the living quarters and the final deployment of the wildlife telemetry grid, both of which presented unforeseen challenges. The initial night at the site was marked by difficulties for all team members. The living quarters, a temporary insulated shelter, failed to maintain a stable interior temperature, leading to persistent discomfort. This was compounded by what the entire team reported as a pervasive, low-frequency sound originating from the surrounding environment. The noise was described as a deep hum, making sustained rest impossible. As a result, team morale is noticeably low due to a collective lack of sleep. The second half of the day, dedicated to completing the wildlife monitoring grid, was more successful. The team was able to deploy the remaining 3 fauna telemetry stations as planned, bringing the grid to full operational status. Initial data feeds from these new stations indicate they are functioning correctly, with data streaming to the central hub. However, during a routine inventory check of yesterday's deployments, we discovered that the passive infrared camera traps, installed at coordinates, redacted, were missing. The equipment was securely mounted, and there were no signs of disturbance to the surrounding area. The cameras and their data logging modules have vanished without explanation. A sweep of the immediate area yielded no results. Tomorrow's plan has been adjusted. While the team will proceed with core maintenance and data review, a significant portion of the day will be dedicated to a thorough search for the missing equipment and an investigation into the cause of the persistent low-frequency sound. The team will also focus on fortifying the living quarters against the cold and attempting to establish a more comfortable sleep environment. Log entry 1.03. Today was a mix of minor successes and escalating concerns. The team's efforts were primarily focused on addressing the immediate logistical and morale issues that arose on day 2, as well as investigating the peculiar phenomena observed. First, the team successfully fortified the living quarters. We added a layer of foam insulation to the exterior seams and a thermal blanket to the floor, which has significantly improved interior heat retention. However, a minor thermal leak persists around the main airlock, and a pervasive low-frequency hum continues, making uninterrupted sleep nearly impossible. Team members are operating on a few hours of fitful rest, and fatigue is becoming a key factor in daily operations. Analysis of data from the sensor array has revealed a series of subtle anomalies. The geothermal sensors are registering a consistent, low-level heat signature that does not correlate with any known seismic or volcanic activity in the region. Simultaneously, the acoustic sensor array has captured a series of brief, rhythmic pulses that do not match the vocalizations of any marine life in our database. The source of these signals is currently unidentified. A routine inventory this morning revealed the disappearance of another crucial piece of equipment, the primary ground-penetrating radar unit. This is the second instance of a high-value piece of equipment going missing in as many days. A more detailed examination of the area revealed subtle drag marks in the tundra leading away from the equipment's original location. The tracks are faint and do not indicate a clear direction or a heavy load. In light of these developments, a short-term reconnaissance plan was initiated. 2 team members have been dispatched on a limited expedition to follow the traces and conduct a more thorough survey of the immediate surroundings. The rest of the team will remain at the base to continue monitoring the anomalous data streams and investigate the source of the hum. Furthermore, a significant logistical issue was discovered. The projected caloric intake for the next 6 months is now calculated to be 15% below the necessary levels for the team, due to an unforeseen shortfall in the MRE, Meals Ready to Eat, delivery. We are rationing supplies and will be forced to supplement our diet with forage resources, which is not an ideal solution. This compounds the morale issues stemming from sleep deprivation. Log entry 1.04. Today's report is unfortunately dominated by a sudden and severe weather event. A whiteout blizzard moved in unexpectedly, dropping temperatures to negative 20 degrees Celsius and reducing visibility to near zero. While the fortified living quarters held, the persistent thermal leak has become more pronounced, and the shelter's integrity is now a serious concern. The weather has also grounded all further outdoor activity for the time being. In an effort to supplement our meager food supplies, fishing and foraging attempts were made with minimal success before the blizzard hit. These efforts yielded only enough for a single shared meal, confirming that the MRE shortfall is a critical issue that cannot be solved locally. The ongoing investigation into the mysterious low-frequency hum yielded a significant breakthrough. While drilling into the ice for a new sensor placement, the hum intensified dramatically. Using specialized audio equipment fed into the holes, we were able to confirm that the sound is indeed originating from within or beneath the ice shelf, and it is a consistent, low-decibel resonant frequency. The data anomalies from the geothermal and acoustic sensors have also intensified in direct correlation with the extreme weather. The low-level heat signature is now pulsing more rapidly, and the rhythmic pulses have increased in both frequency and amplitude during periods of high wind and heavy snow. The correlation suggests a link between atmospheric conditions and the phenomena occurring beneath the ice. Communications with the reconnaissance team have been completely cut off since the start of the blizzard. All attempts to reach them via radio and other satellite-based communication methods have failed. Given the severity of the weather, we have no choice but to wait for conditions to improve. Finally, we have collated unconfirmed reports from multiple team members that the landscape has seemingly changed drastically in the region, with formations appearing to have been altered or reshaped since the blizzard's onset. The team is currently assessing how to verify these claims and locate the reconnaissance team once the storm breaks. Log entry 1.05. The blizzard has intensified beyond all initial forecasts. Early this morning, with high winds threatening to damage the external solar charging array, 2 team members were dispatched to secure the equipment. Visibility was a critical factor, and during the operation, one of the members became disoriented and was lost in the whiteout. Search attempts have been impossible due to the zero visibility conditions and the extreme cold. The food situation has worsened considerably. The rations we have are starting to freeze solid, and our limited fuel supplies make heating them a difficult and resource-intensive process. The thermal leakage in the living quarters has reached a critical point. The internal temperature has dropped to just above freezing, making it barely inhabitable. The entire team is now sleeping huddled together to share body heat and avoid hypothermia. The low-frequency hum is now unmistakable, a deep resonance that vibrates through the shelter's floor and walls. It intensifies sharply with every passing gust of wind, creating a constant presence that is both heard and felt. Data readouts on our internal monitors have become erratic. Only marginal data is being transferred, with most readouts displaying static or nonsensical figures. We believe the blizzard is severely impeding both wired and wireless connections, although the consistent nature of the data anomalies suggests a more complex issue. There has been absolutely no contact with the reconnaissance team. We are holding to our contingency plans and can only hope for a break in the storm to begin a full-scale search and rescue operation. Log entry 1.06. The blizzard has worsened to a point of critical emergency. The structural integrity of the living quarters is now a major concern, as the low-frequency hum amplified by the storm rattles the shelter's frame. Thermal leakage has become catastrophic, with interior temperatures dropping well below freezing. Despite our best efforts, a few team members are suffering from the effects of severe cold. Sleep has become an impossibility. The food supplies are now completely frozen. We have been able to make them barely edible by expending our limited fuel, a cost we can no longer afford. Our caloric intake has plummeted to dangerously low levels, and team members are surviving on minimal nourishment. One team member, suffering from advanced hypothermia, entered a state of paradoxical undressing and has since fallen into a coma. We have done everything we can to provide medical aid, but our resources are severely limited. Most sensor readouts are blank, with all wired and wireless connections seemingly severed or jammed by the storm. However, a single data stream from a geothermal sensor remains online, transmitting a consistent and impossible reading. A temperature fluctuating seemingly randomly from sub-zero to over 100 degrees Celsius is being detected beneath the ice. This reading is entirely anomalous and defies all known geological parameters for this region. Log entry 1.07. The blizzard rages. But the shelter is a garden of warmth now. We've all shed our winter gear. It's no longer needed. The beautiful hum is a constant, gentle song. It keeps the cold out and the smiles in. Sleep doesn't matter. We are all so happy. We giggle and dance and feel so much love for each other. Sometimes one of us will cry for a moment, but the hum makes it all okay. It reminds us of a promise, a comfort, a glorious heat from below. We've been so silly about the food, the frozen lumps of nothing. Why eat that when we had everything we needed right here? We were so sad about our sleeping friend, but they have provided for us, and now we are full. Their sacrifice was a beautiful thing. And you won't believe it, our lost friend from the blizzard came back. They're outside, humming along with the storm, happily dismantling the useless scientific gear. They don't want to come inside, and we don't mind. They are where they need to be, out in the hum, becoming one with the snow. The numbers didn't make sense to the old us, the sad us, but to the new us, they sing with perfect harmony. Log entry 1.08. I saw who wrote the last entry. They were sitting by the geothermal sensor readout, undressed and shivering, but they were smiling too. They kept saying they had never felt warmer. They're frozen to the floor now, but their face still has that horrible, blissful look. The blizzard is getting worse and worse, and there's no heat, only the hum. And it's not a hum anymore, it's almost a song. A horrible, terrible song. I can hear it in my bones. I saw 3 of them walk right out of the shelter, without their clothes, and start dumping all of our equipment into the holes we drilled in the ice. I watched as they walked straight into the holes themselves, and I could hear them humming and giggling all the way down. The rest of the team, some of them just froze to death. I don't know why, but they are all smiling too. I think the hum is making them do it. It's making them happy even as they die. Our friend who was lost in the blizzard is not our friend anymore. They're gaunt, crippled, and their joints seem to crack and grind when they move, but they never stop laughing. They've been relentlessly dismantling the external equipment and smashing it against the ice for what feels like days. Every time someone tries to approach them, they just laugh and attack. The hum is all around us now. I can feel the shelter shaking all the time. The food is all frozen, but we can eat the dead. We can burn what's left of the fuel to cook them and to keep us warm. Log entry 1.09. I'm the last one. I saw the last person who I thought was still sane. They just looked at me and started to laugh. Not the happy, humming laugh, but a hollow, empty sound. They took off their clothes, smiled a perfect, horrible smile, and walked out into the blizzard. I watched them dive headfirst into a hole in the ice. Everyone else is gone. The ones who didn't jump into the ice are frozen solid inside the shelter, with those same terrible smiles on their faces. I tried to find something to eat, but their bodies are frozen too hard, like granite. I can't break them apart. My hands are shaking. The fuel is almost gone. I'm only using it to keep a tiny bit of warmth so I don't freeze like the rest of them. The food is all gone. Our friend from the blizzard is still out there. They're not happy anymore. They're screaming a raw, guttural cry for help. The sound is heartbreaking. They're a gaunt, broken thing, still dragging themselves around the perimeter, breaking the last pieces of equipment like they don't know anything else. Maybe feeling the hum for so long doesn't make you happy anymore. The hum is so loud now. I can feel the ice beneath the shelter cracking and grinding. We're sinking. Slowly, so slowly, we're sinking deeper into the ice. The walls are creaking and I can hear the foundations of the shelter chipping away. The plan is to escape. I have to go out into the blizzard. But I'm so tired, so hungry. I can't move. I just want to sit down and close my eyes. I just want to hear the hum. I just want to be warm. Log 1.10. In the place of text, an image of an encyclopedic entry describing an anglerfish was attached. Most of the visible data, including physical descriptions of the fish and its phylogenetic ancestry, was crossed out with black marker ink. However, a section describing the anglerfish's behavior is hastily circled, especially entries describing their method of hunting using bioluminescent lures and their aggressive territoriality. Audio transcript reconnaissance team.
All right, Ben, mic check. Can you confirm we're recording?
Affirmative, Anya. Audio levels look good. You think we'll be out long enough to need these?
I hope not. But given the strangeness of the last 2 days, I want every detail documented. The drag marks from the GPR unit are just odd. They're so faint, and they lead in no clear direction.
Yeah, it's not a sled, that's for sure. And no tire tracks. Not even a sign of a larger animal. Did you notice the snow and ice around the camera traps was just gone? Almost like melted.
I did. It's one thing to have equipment stolen, but to have it vanish without a trace is another. First the cameras, then the radar. One is for fauna monitoring and the other for geological surveys. There's no clear pattern.
What do you make of the hum? I couldn't sleep a wink last night. It feels like it's coming from everywhere at once.
The low-frequency acoustic data is still a mystery. It's too regular for marine life. And the geothermal readings, there's a heat signature that just shouldn't be there. I have a gut feeling the hum and that thermal anomaly are connected.
I'm just gut feeling the MRE shortage.
I know, Ben. This is a lot to deal with in just 3 days. Let's stick to the plan. We'll follow any marks as far as they lead, get a detailed visual survey of the area, and be back at camp before nightfall. Let's keep the radio on standby.
Sounds good. Let's get to it. Anya, look behind us. The sky. That's not right.
I see it. It's a flash blizzard. The weather patterns here are notoriously volatile. We're equipped for this. It'll pass in an hour or so. We just need to stay focused.
It doesn't look like it's going to pass.
Let's keep moving. Focus on the ground. Do you see what I'm seeing up ahead? These aren't just drag marks anymore.
Yeah, there are depressions. Long, shallow curves in the snow. They look like something moved beneath the surface. Like a lot of something.
Exactly. The heat signature is one thing, but this suggests actual subsurface movement. Something large enough to displace the ice and snow above it. It's not a glacier, it's too localized.
What is it then? This is getting creepy. It seems like something is shifting around down there, and the hum is getting louder. Can you feel it? It's like a low-frequency pressure on my skull.
I can. It's constant. Wait, hold on. Just to the left of that rock outcropping, do you see it?
I see something. Looks like a piece of the camera housing.
It is. It's one of the passive sensors from the wildlife camera. It's frozen in place, but look closely. The ice around it isn't old. It's like it just melted and then refroze, trapping the sensor halfway.
That's impossible. It's -5 degrees Celsius. The ice shouldn't be melting.
It would if it was subjected to an immense thermal event from below. The heat signature. It's real. And whatever is causing it, looks like it's moving.
So you think whatever is down there, whatever is making the hum, is what took our gear, and it just dropped this piece?
It's the only logical conclusion I can think of. But why? And why here? We need to document this and get back. The blizzard is getting too close to base camp. We're losing our light.
Too close. It's already there. Anya. It's right on top of them. I can't see the camp anymore.
Mic check. Can the recorder hear me, Ben?
Yeah, Anya, barely. The radio to the camp is just static, like it has been all last night. I can't see the camp at all, just that wall of white.
I know, it's a localized event. I've been thinking about what's causing it. The temperature reading, the subsurface movement, it could be a massive case of what's known as ocean effect snow. If there's a colossal heat source beneath the ice, it could be melting, making areas of open warm water in the freezing Arctic. When the cold air from the mainland blows over it, all that evaporating moisture would instantly precipitate as this kind of localized blizzard.
That would explain why it looks so solid. A self-sustaining storm fueled by a subsurface furnace.
It's a theory, but it fits the data we have. And look around. The depressions we saw yesterday are more pronounced. I'm seeing strange, striating patterns of melting and refreezing everywhere. Small formations near us and what look like immense, winding rivers of slush in the distance. Whatever is down there is causing it in a very deliberate way.
It's like a tunnel. 1,000 of them.
The low hum is also intensifying. Can you feel it? It's stronger here on the edge of the storm. It feels like a low thrumming through the ice. We need to get further away. If the storm is growing, we can't risk getting trapped again.
Agreed. Our food and fuel are already a serious issue. We can't afford to get caught in that. Let's move.
Ben, move now.
Oh my God.
Ben, did you see it? Just now?
Yeah, the ice, it melted. 1 minute, we were on solid ground. The next, it was turning into liquid. We were lucky we didn't fall into it. We've got to keep moving.
We can't rest. I've noticed it. Every time we stop, every time we set our gear down, the ice starts to melt. It's not a general melt, it's specific. It's as if the heat is reacting to anything that isn't snow. It creates a hole, a perfect, thing-sized hole that just goes straight down. I threw a chunk of ice into one of them. I heard it hit the ocean.
The hum. It's so much stronger. We've circled the whole blizzard now. Anya, look up. See them? Like you said, the whole perimeter is ringed with them. They're like huge, funneled holes in the ice that reach down to the ocean. And in some places, the ice has been pushed up into steep rises.
The holes must be the warm water for the blizzard and the rises. Pushing tunnels through the ice?
The camp. What about the camp? Is it sinking like we are?
I hope not. The blizzard is so dense, maybe. Maybe the extreme cold of the storm is keeping the ice there from melting.
So we have to get back? We have to get inside the blizzard?
I don't know, Ben. I just don't know. Let's just keep moving. Ben, stop for a second.
I'm so tired. What is it, Anya?
Just listen. Can you hear it?
Hear what?
Exactly. The hum. It's gone. We've moved a good distance from the blizzard, and the hum has finally faded. I feel like I'm thinking clearly for the first time in days.
You're right. I feel awake. The dread is gone. My thoughts aren't so fuzzy. And the ice, it's solid. The snow isn't melting anymore. It's just snow.
We were right to head away. Whatever is down there, its influence seems to have a perimeter.
So we can rest now? We can finally rest?
Yes. We'll find a secure spot, hunker down, and recuperate. We need to get our bearings back.
How many days? We're running low on everything. I'm down to my last few energy bars.
I know, but we're clear-headed. That's a victory in itself. Wait, Ben. The blizzard. It's starting to break up.
You're right. We need to get back, Anya. We have to find out what happened and get a message out. It's a long trek, but the weather is with us now. Anya, let's stop here.
I see it. The camp. I can't believe it.
It's sinking. The whole shelter is listing to one side, half submerged in the ice. It's a wreck.
The hum is louder here, but not like before. The ice around the camp is fractured and broken, and the rest of the ground. It's covered in those striated patterns. The depressions. The hum must have been working on the shelter's foundation, just as it was melting the ground everywhere else.
The blizzard was a cage.
Aurora US 5 post-operation report. Subject: assessment of site Aurora US 5 following recovery of reconnaissance team and partial salvage. A rescue team successfully located and extracted Dr. Anya Sharma and Logistics Officer Ben Carter approximately 35 kilometers from the designated site. Both were found in a state of severe exhaustion and malnutrition, but were otherwise physically unharmed. Dr. Sharma's field recorder provided a detailed account of events, supplementing on-site log entries. The remaining personnel at Site Aurora US 5 are presumed deceased or irretrievably lost. Search and rescue operations confirm the deaths of several team members within the primary shelter, who appear to have succumbed to the extreme cold. The remains were frozen solid in place, exhibiting highly unusual facial expressions. A number of corpses show signs of cannibalization, whether post or pre-mortem is unclear. Other team members are listed as unaccounted for, believed to have either been lost in the blizzard or to have entered the ice holes discovered in the surrounding area. One member, a team logistician, was found deceased outside the shelter with severe skeletal and muscular trauma. Upon arrival at Site Aurora US 5, the rescue team found the camp in a state of advanced degradation. The primary living shelter was listing to one side and half submerged in a section of fractured ice. The area around the shelter's foundation showed signs of severe thermal erosion, confirming Dr. Sharma's field observations. Limited salvage was possible. Crucial data drives and personal recorders were recovered from the shelter before its complete collapse. However, the majority of the research equipment, including all externally deployed sensors, was either missing or had been intentionally destroyed and disposed of in the deep ice holes surrounding the site. Due to the severe structural instability of the ice and the continued presence of the low-frequency hum, a complete salvage of the site was deemed impossible and operations were suspended. Data recovered from the site and accounts from the survivors present a vexing picture of events that cannot be explained by natural environmental factors. The constant, low-decibel hum present at the site was linked to a consistent lack of sleep and erratic behavior among team members. The hum intensified during the periods of extreme weather and thermal activity. Geothermal sensor readings from beneath the ice shelf showed a temperature fluctuating between normal expected levels to over 100 degrees Celsius, which defies all known geological phenomena for the region. The ice and snow around the camp exhibited signs of targeted erosion, with striating melt patterns, depressions, and deep tapered holes that were not present upon the team's initial arrival. This suggests a localized and deliberate subsurface interference. The consistent disappearance of equipment into the ice, the deaths of team members in a manner inconsistent with simple hypothermia, and the final submerged state of the site all suggest a phenomenon that actively and intelligently dismantled the expedition. Based on the evidence and survivor testimony, the events were not a simple research failure. This site appears to be the epicenter of a highly unusual and dangerous phenomenon. A follow-up mission is strongly recommended, but with the following stipulations. Any future investigation should be conducted remotely using drones, rovers, and other unmanned assets to avoid further loss of life. A full-scale quarantine of the affected area should be established. The ocean effect snow blizzard appears to act as a natural containment zone, and this should be closely monitored. Further investigation must be approached with the utmost caution. The anomalous data and the predatory nature of the site's collapse suggest an environmental force that is actively hostile to foreign presence.